Namaskar. Welcome to the world of Nadi astrology. This side, astrologer Sushant Kashyap. I welcome you in my YouTube channel. Today's topic is what is Manglik Dosh? Is it Dosh or it's a kind of a yoga? We're gonna discuss in this video today. Today we understand the micro level understanding of Manglik Yoga. Along with this, what is the portfolio of Manglik Dosh for a female native, as well as for her birth chart? In terms of marriage and professional life, what are the consequences of this Manglik Yoga for a woman? With the help of certain example, I'm gonna explain you in this today's video. Along with this, we understand when and how this Manglik Yoga nullified by other planets. So let's start with the understanding of Manglik Yoga in today's video. So here you can see Manglik Dosh, or it's a kind of a yoga. First of all, I will clear the real terminology of this word Dosh. Inside the astrology, you find many planets creating a many kind of a yoga. Likewise, also Mangal is a kind of a planet, so it will create a yoga. It's called a yoga, where planets give a certain good and bad result. It depends the other aspects of a birth chart, but it's called a yoga, not a dosha. Dosha means a things which is having a negative impact, but the Manglik yoga doesn't mean that it is having a negative aspect inside the yoga. It is a kind of a yoga where we have to understand what are the consequences is connected with Manglik. So let me first give you one example or give you one demonstration. You can see in the screen, on the screen, that here we have one set of horoscope where I have placed the Mars in specific houses where it's called Manglik Yoga inside birth chart. Means if you want to see or find out that are you Manglik or not, you can just watch out. If your Mars is placed in ascendant, or it is placed in 4th house of your birth chart, or is it placed in 7th house, 8th house, and 12th house of ascendant chart, it shows that you are under a Manglik Yoga. Now understand that why Manglik Shabd is derived from this placements of Mars. As we know, there are aspects of Mars planet. First aspect means wherever the Mars placed, planets along with Mars will give impact to them, and that planets will give impact to Mars. The second one is the fourth aspect of Mars. The third one is the seventh aspect of Mars. And the fourth one is the eighth aspect of Mars, which shows when Mars is having these kind of four aspects in a birth chart. So you can see if Mars placed in this first house, it will aspect the fourth house, seventh house, and eighth house very strongly. So it means Mangalik means when inside your birth chart, Mars is placed with his full power to cover out his whole area where he is aspecting through his channel eyes, right? So that is why Manglik word is came out from this. Means Mars is creating dominancy inside your birth chart. Now we have to look in the horoscope that what are the planets placed is in 4th house from Mars, 7th house from Mars, 8th house from Mars, and 1st house from Mars. The planets which are present in these houses from the Manglik Mars will show that what will be the positive or the negative result of native Manglik Yoga. Okay, let's begin with, we will understand this whole aspects on female birth chart. As I mentioned in before, that I have worked or practiced on female birth chart, that it gives a lot of impact in female lives, and what is the result in professional life we'll also discuss. Now let us have one example here. This is a female birth chart you can easily see I have mentioned that Mars is placed in a 12th house of this ascendant. So from the first beginning point is the women is Manglik. This is pure sure. Now, as I told you that you have to look at the 4th house of Mars wherever it is placed in the birth chart. Then you have to see the 7th house and 8th house. As I told you that this is the area of Mars where it dominates. You can find inside the 4th house there is no planet. Inside the 7th house from Mars there is no planet. But from Mars you will see in the 8th house there is a planet called Saturn. Saturn is the enmity planet for Mars. It shows this lady will have hurdles and impediments in life, especially in the terms of marital life, because this Mars is having his enmity planet in the area of the birth chart. In this case, you can say that the Manglik Yoga is creating a problem for the female, because in the area of Mars, the area of Mars is locked by his enemy planet. And here there is no nullified process inside this birth chart because Jupiter is not aspecting Mars. That is why this yoga will not nullified in this birth chart only. Wherever Mars, if Mars is in a Manglik yoga and if Jupiter aspect Mars, that Manglik yoga will be nullified by Jupiter. It will not create lot of issues. It will be managed by somebody's counseling, somebody's blessings, and many etc. Now you can see that this Saturn will create lot of issue for this woman as well as his husband also, because according to the Nadi, the Mars is the karka of husband. It is a significator of husband and marital life also. Now in this case you can easily understand that why this Manglik yoga creating lot of issues. Now let us go for second example. Here you can see that Mars is placed in a 4th house, which shows that lady or the female is a Manglik. Now you have to see the areas of Mars where Mars is doing dominancy. You see the Mars is placed in 4th house. It is having his first enmity planets called Rahu. Along with this, you can see from the 7th house of a Mars, you will find the Ketu. And from the 8th house from Mars, you will find the Saturn. You can understand this whole area of Mars is locked by his 2 or 3 enmity planet, which is creating a lot of mess for Mars. So you can see one thing, from Mars in a 4th house, you will find Jupiter. This Jupiter is trying to minimize the results of negative results of Manglik Dosh, but it cannot help in very good manner because Jupiter is not aspecting Mars. Mars is aspecting Jupiter, but Jupiter is not Mars aspecting. So that is why you can easily say, this is, I have worked on this chart. The lady is working for her family, for her children, but his husband is not supporting her. His husband having less salary, less income as compared to this lady. She is working higher level as compared to the husband, but lot of impediments coming in her life and lot of hardships, lot of setbacks, and along with this health issues and domestic violence, or you can say domestic unhappiness is inside the house. Why? You can see that Mars is locked by his enmity planet. So that is why. But as I mentioned also, that professional life of the female will also get inflected by this Mars, which I will tell you later. Now you can see here Jupiter is not aspecting Mars, so there is no help for the lady to solve this situation. She has to suffer from these kinds of issues. Now in this birth chart, I'm going to show you that how the Manglik Yoga is present in the birth chart, but still why it is nullified and when it is nullified. You can see Jupiter is aspecting this Mars, which is placed in 7th house of a birth chart, which means the lady is a Manglik. Now the Jupiter is aspecting Mars and Venus. It shows that this Manglik yoga will not create a lot of issue for the women. Even you can see from the 4th house of Mars, there is no planet. That's a good area. From the 7th house, its friendly planet is placed. From 8th house Mars, it's no planet. So it shows the lady will have a good and happy marital life. There will be not that much issue for her life because the Jupiter is aspecting. So there is a counseling between husband and wife which can solve the micro level issues and macro level issues of a married life. You can understand one thing also. Mars and Venus are not a friendly planet. They called a some planet in Hindi, which called the equal planets, which shows means they are neutral. What is the meaning of neutral? Neutral means like Mars is a husband, Venus is a wife. So husband and wife, between them, if husband says something statement for something, and the female is also say same statement, so on the same topic, on a common topic, when they have a same mentality, they agree to do it. But when they don't agree on a same topic, there will be a fight. So likewise, Mars and Venus combination is also create issue, but still, as I mentioned, that the Jupiter is aspecting, this is the very big shot in this birth chart, which helping a lot to the female. Now let us go with the non-Manglik birth chart. Now I'm gonna explain you and compare that as compared to Manglik Yoga, the non-Manglik birth chart are very bad, or it can create issues which is not expectable compared to the Manglik. Now you can see in the birth chart, the lady, the female is not Manglik, but from the Mars, you can see the fourth house is occupied his enmity planet Mercury. The seventh house is occupied the enmity planet Saturn, and the ninth house is also occupied by the enmity planet Rahu. In this birth chart, the lady is not a Manglik, still she has a lot of hardship, lot of setbacks, lot of unhappiness with the husband, no love inside the relationship, and husband beats the lady also, and it creates the lot of expenditure with the help of the lady's money, and the husband was passed away in early age. This has happened in this birth chart because Mars area is locked by his enmity planet. That is why Mars is helpless. It is not having any help, and Mars is suffered. Due to this lady is also suffered from the marital life, and the husband health was not okay after the marriage, and he was passed away. Now you can understand that what are the false statements are in the in the terms of astrology, where people says that if you are a Manglik girl, your husband will be die, or if you are a Manglik person, your wife will be die. No, this is not true. The reality is you have to see the Mars placement in the birth chart and see what are the planets adjoining with the Mars and what are the good results in the chart. You can see in this chart Jupiter is not aspecting Mars. Again, there is no nullified result or there is no harmony in the birth chart because Jupiter is not aspecting. Until or unless you can see Jupiter is exalted in birth chart, still Jupiter cannot help Mars or will cannot help this lady. This is a real example. You can understand that how a Jupiter is important to manage the marital life for the female, especially when it is aspecting Mars. Now let's go with another example. You have one more example of non-Manglik female. In this birth chart, you can say Mars is placed in the second house, which doesn't show it's a Manglik, but yes, along with this Ketu is there. And in the next house of Mars, you will find the two enmity planet. Here also, you can see that from the seventh house of Mars, there is Rahu also placed. So again, you see the Mars is under a trap of enmity planet, which shows the lady will face unstoppable hurdles in marital life and especially hurdles through the blood relatives. And along with this, his brother will also suffer because the Mars and this Mars having two main significator of one is the husband, second is the brother. So you will find when Mars is afflicted in the any female birth chart, his brother and along with his husband both will suffer with same kind of issue or will both will have a same kind of struggles also in the life because the husband and the brother is having same phenomena with the Mars. You can see here Mars and Ketu are Ketu is separative tendency planet, and you can say Saturn is also along with this in a Mars Rashi. So which shows here it shows that husband will be speak very separately kind of conversation. It will be very harsh and pinpointed conversation will be given by the husband. That's create a lot of nuisance or creating a lot of issues in marital life. There will be a no tongue, no terms of communication inside the, and the lady is also speaking in same kind of a way. This is also possible because it is placed in the second house of ascendant, which shows the bhava of voice for the lady. But still the lot of blood related relatives will create lot of issues between husband and wife, and it is also showing that there is a separation inside the marital life. It could be a divorce, it could be the living stay away from both each other. It can be possible because Ketu creates these kind of issues. Along with this, you can say there will be a issue of hitting wife, or wife can hit the husband also, because you can see this Ketu, Saturn, Mercury, when enmity is there, so Mars, Mars will feel that I'm in a trap, I'm in unfreedom. So it will behave like that. I want to have a freedom. I will do this and that. So it will create lot of issue for female. And Mars and Ketu, and this shows that native will not understand his wife conversation. Again, you will find a very tricky point here, that Jupiter again not aspecting Mars in this birth chart. You can see the last aspect of Jupiter is on an Lagna, so which shows the lady will be understandable. The lady will understand his marital life. She will manage. She will compromise with the husband, but husband will not going to be compromised with the wife. You can see very easily. So in this birth chart also, the Jupiter is not nullifying the Manglik, not nullifying this Mars, and not helping the Mars. Mars is helpless, and the lady is also helpless, because there is no counseling from anybody to make his husband understand for the right path of marriage and love life. So you can easily see this all things. Now let me tell you something great about that Manglik Yoga. Any birth chart of a female, if you find Manglik, means Mars placed in first house, fourth house, seventh house, eighth house, and 12th house of a birth chart, you can easily say the professional life of the lady will be very good, which shows the Manglik yoga gives a lot of hurdles in marital life or in a life of a female. That is why female will go out of the house and will do the professional work and do the lot of hard work, and will behave like a male personality. It will have a male tendency to behave, male tendency to do hard work, to do physical efforts. So due to this Mars, one side it creating issue, but another side you can understand that it is giving a well professional life. You will find the Manglik females will be on a high hierarchy of professional life. It can be a manager, it can be on any top companies, it can be in any multinational company, it could be a owner of any business. You will find the only Manglik lady will honor these things, will only dominate of professional life, because Mars is a karka of Purshat, which called the male dominancy. So when it is placed and in these kinds of bhava, which called Manglik, it shows the lady is having capability, having a caliber of doing physical efforts, having caliber to fight with the this social life, to fight with the negative things against her, and she can fulfill the all desires of their house members and especially their children. So we have completed this Manglik Yoga understanding of micro level, and I hope you will get a good idea and will not have a fear of any Manglik yoga or a dosh. I think you have understand that what is the difference between yoga and dosh. And along with this, you have seen a lot of examples which I have explained. So through this, you can apply on the birth chart, you will get the answer, and you will be free from fear of Manglik Yoga among the astrologies. Thank you so much for this kind support. This is my phone number and email ID. If you want to contact me directly, you can connect easily. Thank you.